Hi fellow travelers, today we're back in the village of Ashcroft, British Columbia to take a walking tour of this fascinating community. As you might know, Ashcroft has a history dating back to the gold rush days and was important because it was the first stop on the road to the gold fields for hopeful prospectors. If you want to dig into the history of Ashcroft, you can check out our video on the Ashcroft Museum. Today, Ashcroft has found ways to improve and revitalize the community. One of those projects is a series of glass mosaics that have been scattered throughout the village. These are the creation of international award-winning stained glass artist Maria Papais. Her works have been displayed in galleries throughout Canada and the United States, but in 2007 she moved to Ashcroft with her partner and found a passion for creating works that brightened up the local community. The village of Ashcroft has created a mosaic walking tour map to help visitors explore these pieces. This piece, entitled Stronger Together, honors the first respondents who responded to the devastating fires in the Ashcroft area in 2017. Created as a collaborative project involving first responders and their families, this shows how the ties between first responders helped overcome this devastating incident. The Many Hands mosaic was dedicated to the late Duncan Bryan by his wife. She picked this theme to demonstrate how many cultures come together to create a common society. The River Runs Through mosaic was installed during the 2014 Wellness Fair. Its frames are created from driftwood and metal parts gathered from the farms surrounding Ashcroft, with metal pieces dating back to the 1800s. Ashcroft's small-town feel has also made it an ideal location for filming. It's been used as the setting for episodes of The X-Files, as well as the 2020 version of The Twilight Zone, and has been seen in well-known feature films such as Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, The A-Team, and Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. As you pass through the streets, you can't help but notice the number of heritage buildings in Ashcroft. The Opera House is said to be the oldest surviving building in Ashcroft, built in 1889. In 1898, it was one of the first buildings in Ashcroft to receive electric lights, and has since been used as an opera house, theater, town hall, and even a second-hand store. This building has been home to the Ashcroft Journal since it was constructed in 1898. Despite changing hands a number of times, the Journal has continued to be printed in this same building and celebrated 100 years of continuous service to the community in 1995. The Dominion Public Building, which currently houses the Ashcroft Museum, was constructed in 1917. Originally a wooden building, it was bricked over in 1934, and in its time it's been a post office, a telegraph office, and a customs office. This building, constructed in 1911, was once the headquarters of the BC Express Company, which handled all of the freight traveling north to the goldfields. When the BC Express moved its headquarters to Ashcroft in 1886, it solidified Ashcroft's position as the gateway to the Cariboo. You can even learn about some of the colorful characters from Ashcroft's history, like Fred Spud Barra, who served with distinction in World War I as a member of the Tank Corps, and later worked as a ranch hand and cowboy in the Ashcroft area. Another revitalization project in Ashcroft was the Heritage Place Legacy Park. Next, we're going to take a look around the Heritage Park and maybe find some more murals. Built in 2000 as part of the village's Millennium Project, the park features a walk through time outlining Ashcroft's history. Within the park, you'll be able to see a number of historic buildings, including a pioneer cabin, a log cabin, and a railway station complete with red railway car. This railroad mosaic took 500 hours to create and depicts the first CPR train to come through Ashcroft around the year 1890. This mosaic of a prickly pear cactus was one of 3 commissioned by Communities in Bloom in celebration of their 10th anniversary in Ashcroft. This minecart was found in an abandoned tunnel in 1955 and was used to retrieve some of the original samples from the location, which became the open pit mining operation run by Highland Valley Copper between 1962 and 1982. Also off to the side is a 50-ton truck used by Highland Valley Copper. Their operation was the largest copper mine in Canada and one of the largest open pit mines in the world, with 4 open pit operations. 2 of those are still operational today. The truck reaches 29 feet long, 13 feet wide, 13 feet tall, and weighs 175,000 pounds. And a little further along, just outside of town, is the recently restored Chinese cemetery. That restoration included the installation of mosaic headstones for some of the unmarked graves, as well as this dragon mosaic, which honors the memory and legacy of early Chinese settlers in Ashcroft. If you want to find out more about the Chinese cemetery, you can watch our video, which shows the history of these migrant workers and the important contribution that they made to the construction of the Canadian Pacific Railroad. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed our exploration of the village of Ashcroft. We're heading off on another adventure soon and hope to see you there. Until next time, it's time to exit through the gift shop.